How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the podcast right here at Celestia Radio, CRP. It's your host, Matthias, as is the normal, joined by my good friends, who I love dearly. Yeah, I included it in there, guys. Dalit and Nat, what's up, guys?
G'day, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Also, cheers. Episode 21.
Hey,
Hey, cheers.
All right, in honor of 21st episode, drink of choice. Go, guys.
Drink of choice?
Yeah,
rum and
drink
coke.
of choice.
Spice rum, any kind of cola. I said Coke, so probably a Coke.
Shiv's Regal Scotch whiskey.
Is that what you're drinking, or is that actually your choice?
No, I fucking wish I was drinking that right now because it's so much better. It's just a lot better in my opinion. Also, the bottle looks cooler. You can also have it on ice, or you can mix it in with Coke as well. So yeah,
I'll say
that's my choice.
If it's mixed right, so that means somebody that actually knows how to mix a drink, not myself, mixes it. Rum and Dr. Pepper, very good.
Oh God,
But like
Pepper?
any rum, like spiced rum, white rum,
Yeah, no, I'm
any rum and
picky.
Dr. Pepper.
I no longer like most rums. I'm drinking a lot of whiskey, to be honest, but spiced rum is always pretty good.
I mean, I like spiced rum. I prefer spiced rum. But I will do. I'll do white rum as well. It doesn't bother me too much. That is one option. Second option is I do like me some Crown and Coke. Crown and Coke's really good.
It's super safe.
Yeah.
It's super safe.
Yeah.
You had a question, Nat?
I said, is this an alcohol episode, Matthew?
No, I just figured in honors of 21, just what's going on with what do we drink?
Well, regardless of what we're drinking, drink responsibly, everyone.
It's weird hearing you say that.
Yeah, a bit.
Hey, what the fuck? Bro, come on, guys. Yes, I am Australian and all that. Yeah, I know the stereotype, but believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I actually don't drink that much. I'm more of a social drinker.
I think we all are. So it's not a common thing for any of us to drink, I don't think.
Right. I mean, my beverage of choice is water. Water.
Mine's soda, pop, cola, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and it's Dr. Pepper. I drink a lot of Dr. Pepper. Too much.
Truly,
Dr. Pepper.
You are a gamer. Yeah, I drink spicy water. My water is just carbonated because I had to do it to get myself off of the various sodas.
I've been drinking Dr. Pepper like from a bottle. Like my dad would do it to mess with my mom. He would like put Dr. Pepper in a bottle and act like he was letting me drink it, and I would end up drinking a little bit of it in the process. So it just kind of I've always been drinking it.
He just grew up with it.
It's just natural for me. So yeah, no, I don't drink too much. Can't say I've ever been drunk either, because generally alcohol puts me to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Sleepy drunk. Matt's a sleepy drunk.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people.
I need to stop. I'm doing that thing, right? Because I'm so used to, like, just whenever I have a beverage next to me, I just mindlessly drink whenever I'm like on the computer, right? And I'm doing that thing with the alcohol right now, and I need to stop because I know just eventually.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm
start
not the only person
drinking.
that does that. If I have like, specifically if I have something that I drink out of a straw sitting next to me, I'll sit there with like the straw like right up against my mouth and just kind of sip on it while I'm doing whatever on my computer.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
literally need to stream for no other reason than to have people hit me with that hydrate command every so often. Because I just don't for a long time. Then I have to like power through half a bottle of water in order to make sure that I don't dry out.
Yeah.
I have like a really dry mouth, I guess, because I'm always thirsty. So I always have a drink on me, and I'm always wanting to drink something.
That'll be
So,
the sugar and salts in your soda.
It's the same. It's the same way when I'm not drinking soda. Like if I'm drinking water, I constantly I'll down 2 or 3 bottles of water super quick.
That's
because I'm
probably
just
still the
I'm always thirsty. I'm always wanting something to
in
drink.
your body. But yeah.
But so the jokes of the drinking aside.
Wait, this was a joke?
I mean, no. I just
downed half a bottle already in the 8 minutes we've been recording.
Oh, shut up. We made the joke beforehand, so I figured, throw it in here. Yeah. So, what you guys been up to? How's your week been? How's it been, guys?
Yeah, no, I'm going good. I've gone back to playing Elden Ring with co-op with a friend. So yeah, that's what's been.
Yeah, well, I was sitting in on your stream the other night while you were doing that. I ended up falling asleep while watching it on my TV. So.
I am happy to hear that I am someone you can put on TV that you can fall asleep to.
I can fall asleep to anybody, so I'm sorry, that's nothing special.
Oof.
When somebody like me who doesn't sleep finally gets tired enough to sleep, I'm gonna sleep. But it was entertaining, so I was enjoying watching until the exhaustion finally took me.
That's good. That's good.
So what made you go back to Elden Ring? Like what made you decide to play that?
Mates like Jesse, you guys probably have seen him in my chat before. He was like, yo, we should like play Elden Ring co-op together. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? It's like, because he's a PvP guy. Like, no matter what game you play, if it has PvP in it, he's a PvPer, right?
Okay.
So hearing him saying to me, because I'm the guy who is always like, hey, you want to co-op? You want to like PvE with me? So when he said that to me, I'm like, what the fuck happened to my friend? Who are you? And yeah, so we went from there. We downloaded the seamless co-op from Nexus Mod, and yeah, we started doing that. That was fun.
So you had the same reaction like any of us would have if Dalit actually offered to play a game with us.
Oi!
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
mean, honestly,
it would
fair,
really be
but
like
also-
if Dollar
Oi!
was like, no, it would be, because if Dollar was like came up to us and he's like, hey, you guys want to play like Baldur's Gate 3 together? We'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, mate? Who are you? Are you okay?
100%.
I am unappreciative of this slander.
He's one, Dalit, you're one of my closest friends. I love you to death, man. You never want to just play games. Like I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I picked up Reeling because I'm like, oh my lord, I get to play a game with
I played
Dalit.
so much Reeling with you.
Well, that's just it. I'm like, I get to play a game with Dalit. This is so rare. I've done this so few times in the 10 years I've known you.
Slanderous.
Truth.
And Final Fantasy 14 doesn't count, alright?
What do you mean it doesn't count?
It
I'm counting 14. I'm
To be
counting
fair,
14.
I haven't
It's
played
still
that
few.
since 6.0, so yeah, and I don't think we played together then either. So that's
Yeah.
The last time I played 14 with you was when we raided together.
Oh god. Oh,
That was
no.
Stormblood, my dude.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
play
I mean,
games that we don't all play, and I don't always.
And the ones that we
let other
do
people
all play, Dot's like, nah, I'm gonna play this solo. Sorry guys, I don't want to play with other people.
I am not big into long form gaming with people. Like, I understand that Baldur's Gate is kind of built for it because D&D, but I knew that I'd never finished Baldur's Gate on my own. I wasn't going to put other people through that. I knew I wasn't going to finish it.
So I'll give you that when the game came out, right?
Yeah.
Because you needed everybody there to continue the
Actually
play.
the
That's no
campaign,
longer
yeah.
a thing. Like you can
fair enough.
So even then, so now it's just kind of like, well, I mean, you could join, and if you don't want to play, you can hop out. We'll keep going. Your character will keep leveling up, and then when you feel like playing, you can just join up.
Mm-hmm.
He's leveled, and you can just go back to playing with us.
Yeah.
It's a lot more appealing of an option now. I will say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot more multiplayer friendly now, thankfully.
But I mean, if I want to play a game with Dalit now, I do just say, "Hey, Dalit, relink," and it's like, yeah, okay. So,
Yeah, I like these
that's
short,
really nice.
tiny, bite-sized games that end up going on for hours at a time.
Short, tiny, bite-sized games that end up being not so short and tiny, end up being sort of endless because you're just kind of playing.
Well, yeah, this
endlessly
is my
grinding.
point. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, we can make it that long, but they absolutely are not that by design.
That's a matter of opinion.
No, Relink and Monster Hunter have individual content that is designed to be beaten inside of 10 minutes. Now, granted, we'll go back and do that 10 times, and that's 100 minutes.
But like that's like intentional. Like that design there is intentional for you to do that. So
sure, but that again, but what I mean is when I said the intention, like the intention is that they made a 10-minute sequence, so that after each section of, I mean, I say 10 minutes. Let's be real here. We've gotten it down to almost sub 1. On certain fights.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so like these are fights that you can dip in and out of in sequences of 1 to 10 minutes. At any point, you can just leave and virtually nothing changes. And
That's
you can
fair.
continue doing the same thing. That's why these are my favorite types of games.
But
Monster Hunter is great.
It is nice to say, "Hey, Dalit, want to play Relink?" And Dalit's usually like, "Yeah, sure. Let me finish what I'm doing or whatever." And then me and Dalit will play Relink for an exorbitant amount of time.
Fucking lucky you guys.
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, I told you if it goes on sale and you're interested, I'll hook you up.
I did say I'm interested. Oh god.
So we're just waiting for it to go on sale. When it goes on sale, I'll hook you up.
Speaking of sale, did you buy the 13 trilogy yet, Matt?
No.
When they were literally like less than $10?
No.
Oh.
I've bought no games. Oh no, I intend to buy them because I have a fun stream idea I want to do with Nat. We're gonna do I'm gonna be playing 13. He's gonna be backseating me because he knows 13 like the back of his hand. He loves that series.
I wouldn't say that, but I definitely know more than the average person.
Dude, I watched you play all of the 13 during your Final Fantasy marathon. Like you had it all on point, ready to go. You knew what you wanted. So I'm gonna stream myself playing through that entire trilogy because I played the first one, played the second, didn't finish the second, and never played Lightning Returns. So I figured I'll play through the trilogy and let Nat backseat me the whole way through.
Yeah. It sounds like a genuine fun stream idea, so I can't wait for it myself.
I'm in no rush to play the
streamer
13.
Wants to be backseated. It's so weird to hear.
I know, right?
A little bit. But yeah, I'm in a rush to play 13, and it's just like there's other things I would like to get or need to get before I even bother dropping even a little bit of money on 13. So
like SMT 5 Vengeance, that's coming out a week before Elden Ring DLC, and then after that is fucking Final Fantasy 14's expansion.
This is all true.
Wow, isn't that great?
I mean, the 14 expansion, yeah. Elden Ring. I guess Elden Ring. I don't know if I'm picking that up immediately.
I'm not, sadly.
Vengeance, I may not have to pick up. I recently learned, so
true. Wait, that is in fact the case.
Wait, what?
I have a friend who's supposedly going to add me to their like family plan on Steam, so I can play the game because they're gonna be picking it up. So,
oh my god, that is genius!
Yeah, so I'm just like, oh, so this is a thing that's existed for over 10 years.
Yep, sure is.
And I just learned about it last night.
Yep, sure did.
You and unironically like 98% of people who use Steam as well.
I will say, last night I was informed that they got rid of like the biggest thing that bothered me about that, in which if someone else popped on to play that game, one of the two people was getting kicked off. I was like, well, then what's even the
Oh.
purpose?
Oh God.
But yeah, apparently that's no longer a thing, which makes that service actually grand now.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that's really cool. And I know for a fact this friend has a couple games that I want to play. So I'm just
Yeah,
like,
1,
oh,
2, 12, 20.
yeah, it's a lot. It doesn't help that my wish list on Steam is over 200 games long. So I just see a game that I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I want to try that one day, and I'll throw it on my wish list.
Oh man, I
Uh,
keep my wish list so tight.
No, I have to use something to like keep up with all these games that I want to play or that I think look interesting. So it's
Right.
either add them to my wish list on Steam or make a Google Doc that I have to
Mhm.
open up and update regularly to like add these games onto it. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna add the wish list on Steam. That's a lot quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty much the same way. I think I'm also close to or past 200 as well myself.
Yeah, there's a lot on there. Not that I've been, putting much time. I'm still mostly been absorbed by Granblue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both Relink and the mobile game, because I've actually started playing the mobile game, like actually playing it for once. So like I've had an account for 6 years,
God knows
7
how many
years,
years. Yeah. Something like
and
that.
never really actively or actually played, and now I'm actually playing it. Uh, it's fun. I really enjoy it. So now that I'm actively like actually getting into content and doing stuff in it, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. I see why this game has survived 10 years on an ever evolving mobile game space.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
I can see why. It's very fun. It's very overwhelming. There's a lot. It's a 10-year-old
Oh
game.
God.
But
Yeah.
once you get past that opening overwhelming and kind of get your feet on the ground and start moving, yeah, no, it's fun. It's very enjoyable. So
Yeah. I Yeah, I hate when I understand why. It's as you said, the game's been out for like 10 years, other games have been out for like 5 years, so it's just all that information overload when you first start the game again or just first starting the game, period. And it's just text after text after text
dude,
after
you
text
should
of just
you
it's
should like
insane.
unironically, you should like make a Granblue account like for the mobile game
I
just to see
oh,
all of the stuff that you get
I
loaded
mean,
with when you open it up. It's
I don't
crazy.
need to because remember when I replayed fucking Brave Exvius and it was just the exact same thing. It was like, fuck me, man.
I think well, I don't think I know Granblue definitely treats its player base better than Exvius does. So
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Any mobile game that even gives a modicum of fucks about the player base is better than Brave Exvius.
Side Games is a company that definitely cares about their player base. And Dalek can back me up on that, even without having played the gotcha game, because they're going out of their comfort zone and they've made actual
Oh,
games.
True.
They tried their hands at the fighting
Yeah.
games.
right.
They've made Relink now, and Relink has been a big success. It's been really really enjoyable.
Yeah,
I think its active players stays around about 8,000. Like
that's
so,
pretty good.
yeah. So I mean, it's usually got people playing,
Mm-hmm.
and they've at least got content updates planned for the next 2 to 3 months. So that's good. We'll see what is to come after
So
that a little
Yeah.
later.
so
But
you'll see a
Yeah, yeah.
spike in user player people playing. So that's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've always said Side Games is probably like top of like gotcha game companies out there, and they've yet to prove me wrong. I can say that
All
much.
right. All
I've
right.
yet to
Well,
see a
that's
bad
good to hear.
experience with them. The closest thing to a bad experience with them I had was when Dragalia Lost got shut down, and that wasn't even them. That was Nintendo.
Of
Yeah,
course.
that still confuses me if I'm honest, because that seems like no one was prepared for that. Though, I guess that's not the only gotcha game to have been shut down that no one was prepared for. So,
Opera
It's
Omnia.
it's just the fate of gacha games. Like
It is.
they just sometimes they just get shut down for like out of nowhere and almost no reason. So
I wouldn't say no reason because realistically, let's be real here. It's money, but like I understand what you're coming from.
I'm not sure that was true of Dragalia Lost, actually.
For Dragalia Lost. I have no idea because I don't.
Like, that's
don't
definitely true
know.
of Opera Omnia. It wasn't performing
Yeah.
to their expectations, but I don't know what does for Square at this point.
Uh,
I genuinely don't know what Opera Omnia's... not Opera Omnia, goddammit. What Dragalia Lost's reason was. I'd have to look it up. I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure I could find it if I looked.
Kobe
Yeah.
knows if you want to ask Kobe. He explained it one
But
time
Kobe
before.
knows everything. That dude is an actual wealth of gaming knowledge.
he's a
Not even gaming, just
a
entertainment in
record
general.
keeper, you could say.
You stop
is an
that right now.
encyclopedia. He is an encyclopedia, and I'm so happy to have a friend like him.
Yeah,
Because
it's
he
always
always he always has information when I want it. Sometimes even when it's not something that I know, like I actively think that I want to know, he'll just randomly give me this information about something because he saw me talking about it, and I'm
Right.
like, oh, I didn't know that, and I'm just really happy to know it. So I'm just like, oh, that's cool. So I'm very happy for a friend like that. That's for sure. Everybody should have a living encyclopedia as a friend.
Yeah,
They're
it's
great.
helpful. I shouldn't say they're helpful, I should say.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant to get back into Grand Blue, like the actual mobile game.
Right.
But Relink was kind of a like Relink made me want to play the gacha game to get more out of the characters and then more story for the world because it made me really care and invested in the world. So
So
it made me go
I
play
said
the gacha
exact
game.
same.
And then the
Sorry.
gacha game was like, I was having fun and enjoying, but it was making me want to play Relink. And so it just ended up being an endless cycle and still is an endless cycle. I play Relink. Relink makes me want to play the gacha game. I play the gacha game. Gacha game makes me want to play Relink and then repeat. It just. So I was like, all right. I was down to a single gacha game. Like I was only playing one of them regularly. And now I'm back up to 2.
So I'm pretty sure I said this. I don't think I said this on podcast, but when we were just talking, that I said, should I go play? I was going to say Dragalia, Grand Blue on the mobile before get into Relink, and you told me no. 'cause
So
that's a
yeah, no,
bad
this
idea.
this was on the cast.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah, we briefly mentioned this when it was me and Dalit explaining it to you, I think, right, Dalit?
Was it?
Mm,
Probably.
I think
was
so.
It,
Yeah. So the question you asked then might be different from what you're asking now. The question
Maybe.
you asked then was, do you need to? No,
No.
you don't
no.
need to. The game explains itself and tells the story well enough that you can kind of jump in with zero knowledge, and you know what's going on. You're good to go. Heck, if you don't want to play the gacha game and you still want some kind of background knowledge, you can go watch the anime. It's like 24 episodes. It's okay, and it'll at least give you the introduction and kind of explain how the main starting crew of characters you have know each other. So
right.
you could do that if you really wanted, but even then, you don't need to do any of that. The game explains itself very well, tells the backstory like on the side a little bit, gives you enough information, and like even if like terms come up and they sound like something like they talk about them in a way that makes you think, oh, maybe I should know what that means. There's a button you can press that pulls up a glossary that gives you like all the information you need to know about it.
Like I said, the
So-
active
Right.
time lore.
Right.
Yes. I was going to
So-
say 16, but no, that's the correct term. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's super friendly to jump in, having never touched another Grand Blue game or anything Grand Blue rather. But if you want to do it, sure. It wouldn't hurt. If anything, you might meet one of the characters that is in Relink and actually be like attached to them, just grow to like the character. So you have somebody you actually know you want to work towards when you pick up Relink instead of just randomly picking someone, kind of like I did. Because
Right.
going into
Gotcha.
Relink, I knew all of the character names. I'm like, I've seen the name, I've seen the character. I don't know anything about any of them. So the first character I unlocked, I picked Narmaya because she uses an Iato like quick draw fighting style, and I'm
Yeah.
like, heck yeah, I love that. That's cool. That's super weeb. I'm all for it, right? So I unlocked her and played through the story mode with her, and she's very fun. I very much like Narmaya, character and playstyle wise. Like enjoyed it. That's not who I play mainly right now. Um, so like I just picked someone randomly, right? And
Right.
then grew to know them and learn about them. If you know something about them or whatever beforehand, it'll help you maybe with that initial pick and be like, oh, I know, A, B, and C character, and I really like C, so I'll just play C, and that's what I'll do. So you don't have that like initial confusion and guessing game, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, will I like the way they play or not or whatever. Generally, if you like a character enough, you're able to play them just fine, even if their gameplay isn't super up to what you enjoy. So,
Right.
because I think I've poked every character in the game except for the one character nobody enjoys playing.
Poor Gondagoza.
Who's that?
Yeah, it's a character named Gondagoza. He's the game's monk choice.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I know who you talk. No, let's not talk about monks.
It
This
like
is a
Grand
monk hate
Blue has a
podcast.
great selection of monk
Lisa.
themed characters. So many, yeah. Lisa, Feather, so many.
Feather would have been popular, yeah.
Feather would have been a good one, I think. And they went with Gondagoza, and it's just like, really, Gondagoza? Yeah. There's just so many good choices they could have chose, and I'm really surprised they went with Gondagoza. I guess they were trying to pick somebody that was fire element. And so I think
So Eliza.
yeah, so Eliza fits the bill too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But maybe they wanted another male character.
They almost certainly did. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's probably why they didn't pick Eliza. But what I'm thinking is with all of their character choices is they wanted people that you could say, like canonically, were earlier introductions to the crew if you wanted to try and time out everything like in the actual mobile game.
No. Because that doesn't work for Gondagoza. Because
Gondagoza
then they
is
most
not-
certainly would have chosen Elise. I hate to keep going back to this character because I'm heavily biased in her favor. But you
Again,
meet her in like chapter like 2 or 3, I think.
Well, she's an event is when you meet her the first time. Because I played through that event. So you do.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it was actually in the story though.
We don't have our Grand Blue experts with us, so we'll say neither of us know for sure.
Sure.
Want to say you meet her in an event, but maybe I misunderstood the event when I was reading through it, and that event was her backstory.
Could be.
Timeline's a little wonky in Grand Blue, as I know one of our friends will very much tell us, and I'm sure I will be getting a message emphasizing this point because I brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's she is an early character, yes, but it's like when I say early, even that doesn't really make sense because they're going so far as to add Sandalphon in a couple months. Sandalphon and Ceophon, and they're adding Sandalphon after the events of What Makes the Sky Blue 3, which is,
to be fair to them, Sandalphon is the most popular character in their game.
true, but I mean, Ceophon is popular as well, but not to that level. And they're adding him, and
I want to say this is mostly just for coverage, because adding to the fighting game, now you have 4 of the Eternals, I believe.
Yeah, but it's one of those things like by adding these characters, they're kind of foregoing the entire thought process of sticking to earlier crew joining characters, I think.
Sure, but that's a whole nother reason why I'm not sure that's their logic there. I'm pretty sure they went
that's
with
what I'm
some
saying.
very popular characters and some that they perhaps knew people weren't going to know and would maybe find some interest in.
That's what I was about to say but with the addition of Sandalphon and Seophon and things like that, they've kind of shown that that's not the case, I guess.
Yeah.
But even then, they wanted a male and fire element.
Oh, there's another draft. Oh my goodness.
There is another draft, and
he's an enmity unit that would have been pretty good for it. Oh,
yeah,
Ali is yelling at me for not remembering his name, I'm sure.
I know of one that I think you meet in Arc 2 or 3 of the game too, which would be before Sky's Blue 3. So, I mean, it's like he's definitely somebody they would know.
Oh my goodness. I'm looking at the cast again just because I take this cast for granted. No, this was done purely on popularity.
Is Gondagoza really popular?
He's the one exception to this rule, because you have the Grand Cipher crew, which of course they're going to be in the game, right? It's
and they all are fairly popular. So.
Okay. Then you have the DKs, incredibly popular grouping.
Very, very popular.
You
very
have
good
Narmaya,
choice.
Possibly one of the most popular female characters in the game. Full stop.
Yep. 100%.
You have Charlotta, possibly one of the most popular female characters in the game. Full stop. You have Cagliostro. I'm just going to keep saying this. Possibly one of the most popular female characters in the game. You have Vasaraga and Zeta, who are incredibly popular units. You have Fairy, who I'm not sure if she's popular, but she's been in all of the side stuff, so clearly she has a base. You have Yoda, who people were crying over not being in Rising, so I assume he has quite the fan base. And then there's Gondagoza, who doesn't make any sense to me.
I feel like who they should have added was Reinhardtzer.
Reinhardt, thank you. That is the exact character I was looking for.
He makes so much more sense.
Yes.
And is so much cooler. He's a fire element, monk-like character. He uses his fists. It's just, he's so much cooler.
Yes, that is the exact character I was searching for.
You could also use Ragazzo, but I feel like that's not the choice. Because I don't know how popular he is.
Also, hear me out, and I know your DLC plan is already underway, but I'm really going to need you to get on that Roland, Galanza, and Magliel thing. I'm going to need you to get on it.
Yeah.
The fact that they weren't your first 3 characters blows my mind.
They really came out of the gate with the first batch of new characters as huge names. They just went straight for it.
True.
Which was
2 Eternals
surprising.
and the most popular unit in the game.
Yeah. Nat, for you, I did post in the chat. To the left is Gondagoza. To the right is Reinhardtzer, the guy that they should have added.
Oh. Yeah, the right looks better.
Yeah.
The right guy looks better.
So
I mean, but they're still monks, so that's another drinky for me. Every time you say monk, I drink.
But yeah, no. I'm hoping they add another monk character into the game, even if it's not fire element, just because I enjoy playing a fist character in this style of game. So I want one I can play.
Yeah, no.
I want to punch Bahamut in the face.
Yeah. Yes, just correct.
So, geez, I'm sure we'll talk about Relink and stuff. I have intentions of us doing a Grand Blue themed episode at some point.
Sure.
Oh God.
And hopefully after Nat's interacted
do I
with
need
it some
to
more.
do the homework?
Well, no,
it?
you don't have to. You don't have to. But
Do you
we'll,
Matter
say
of fact,
that?
Not just be like me. Sometimes on podcasts, they need someone who is just utterly unaware to ask the easy questions, because when you've played, you forget about the obvious questions that need answers.
Right.
that's also true.
Okay.
And I have to be
So-
that character. I have to be that person in podcasts quite a lot, because I am often the ignorant one.
You gotta be that persona, Dolan.
I mean, I am thou. Thou art I.
Thou has established a new bond.
Truly, I am
what-
a fool.
What social link would Dalit be?
Ooh.
God, I don't know.
That's hard because I'm gonna have to like remember what all the tarot cards are. Because the only ones that I remember are the Fool is infinite, the Tower is destruction, Death is change, and the rest I have forgotten.
I'm gonna say Hanged Man on principle.
Oh,
Okay. What's Hangman?
I can't remember what it is, but I just feel like I think that's right.
But
Well-
yeah, like it's so weird because everyone thinks, oh, the death tarot card, that means someone's gonna die, or
nope. Just
some-
means change is
it's-
coming.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the cards and the words aren't the same in what we perceived or our definitions of those words.
Oh, so
So-
I looked up what the Hanged Man means, because I don't actually know all of the tarot meanings. The Hanged Man is the card that suggests the ultimate surrender, sacrifice, or being
Ooh.
suspended in time. So, yeah, I hate that.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
I'll
looking
be
at
Hanged
it
Man.
too. Yeah.
Either you die, or
self-sacrifice,
you are making no forward progress.
paradox is
Congratulations.
hanging between heaven and earth. Yeah. There you go. That's Dalit.
That's what we should do.
Dalit, the NPC.
Stop this conversation. We should save this for a proper episode where we learn about the tarot cards.
I mean,
Uh.
okay. I would be fine with that, and I think we actually have a guess that would be interesting for that.
Yeah, I
AR?
think so too. Yeah, I think
Are
me and
we
Dalit
gonna
are thinking
get-
of the same person.
We are
Are we getting
absolutely
Neo
thinking of
Mama
the same
from
sheet.
Hololive?
No.
Oh.
Speaking of Persona, Nat, weren't you playing through P5R? What happened to that?
Yeah, fucking. I forgot how much P5 fucking sucks because of Morgana. So I'm still in the early game.
No.
Joker, you're looking
no.
kind of tired. You should go to sleep.
no.
You don't need
Hold
to
on.
continue. I understand.
No,
We don't need to
no,
continue. We all understand.
Okay, thank you, but I am going to elaborate. So Teddy from Persona 4 and Morgana from Persona 5 are the mascot characters of those games, right?
Correct.
Well, they're the animal characters of those games. Teddy isn't 24/7. Now, he is literally sexual harassment the character, but
Yeah, about
he
to say,
isn't
I don't know if you're about to say
24/7.
Teddy is better. I don't know that I agree with you.
He is better. He is better in terms of his appearance, like on screen time.
I still don't know that I agree with you. Teddy's really fucking
The-
bad, my guy.
He is, but Morgana is not only fucking insufferable, he's also arrogant, and he's also one of those people that I hate that claims that they know everything but actually don't know fucking anything at all.
Sure, very
And
true.
he is 24/7 because
He's your cat.
he talks to the MC even during class. Just all these like fucking the low times when we're in classrooms and all that. He is there. He is taught. It is constant.
I will
I
grant you that I would have
fucking
liked.
hate
I would
it.
have liked the writers to have absolutely eased off on specifically Morgana's dialogue. But
Yes.
I mean, as a character, I'll take 2 Morganas to 1 Teddy. I do not like Teddy at all.
I mean, like for the record, I still don't like Teddy as well, but I appreciate Teddy for not being on screen 24/7 and talking constantly. His character, his personality himself, I also don't really like, but like it's whatever, right? It's a video game, who cares? But just oh my god, it's just constant. I fucking hate it. it's so fucking annoying. Like, I still think P5 in terms of just gameplay and all that is just better than 4, but fuck, man,
It's because it is. Straight up.
But I have
No, yeah,
forgotten
no
just
doubt.
how annoying Morgana is. Like, it's actually irritating.
The biggest annoyance when it comes to Morgana for me, like, and don't get me wrong, their personality rubs me the wrong way too. Like, I am not
Right.
actually a fan of Morgana, even at their best. However, the biggest impediment to Morgana as a likable character is the fact that the devs insist on brick walling you from doing things, and they foisted it upon this character.
Yep. Agreed.
Which already takes their most annoying character in this game and then adds another layer of it, which is kind of a shame. Because I think they could have had something to Morgana's false bravado. But we're all too busy hating them for a completely different reason, so now we don't care.
Exactly right. Like, because, like, again, like, even just playing 4 and 5 just a little bit, there's a huge, like, as you have mentioned, there's a huge difference between these two. You from 4 talks quite a bit of to himself in his mind and all that, right? Like, when you do a I forgot what they're already called in 4, but like when you go in dungeon, you come out, he's like, oh, I'm too tired to go out. But for Morgana, it's like, oh, you went to a palace, you're too tired, you should go to bed. It's like,
And that's
I'm
a big
pretty
deal.
sure,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure the physical stress on one's body, one can determine through your own omission that you can just know that your body's tired, you should go to bed.
Yeah.
Instead of a fucking talking cat telling you go to bed. It's like,
They genuinely should have just had Joker be, I hate to say it, a little less capable than he is, and just had him say during the beginning of the game, man, I'm really tired. I don't think I can do anything else tonight. Instead of having Morgana say, hey, you, this masked vigilante that is doing backflips in a bunch of the adverts, who clearly has all this extra energy and strength. You're
Hold on. Hey, you, teenager who's way more talented and skilled than he should be as a teenager. Are we going to address that? No? Okay. You're really tired. Just throwing that out there. Yeah. Most of the cast for P5 like never does anything so outside of like the realm of possibility for their character.
Yeah.
But Joker's constantly just like doing some insane stuff.
Yeah, Joker's like, a mutant or something. Like he's Spider-Man or something. Something's happening to that guy.
Like, yo, is this teenager like, was he like planning to actually become some kind of thief or join the circus or something? Because he's way too talented.
He is absolutely just Dick Grayson. You're not wrong.
I will chalk it up as when he unlocked Arsene. Arsene's finesse transferred into him. But that's just more headcanon thing more so than anything.
You're probably onto something, but it is kind of just back to your point of if they just had Joker said that was a rough time, I'm tired, I'm gonna get some rest. It would have been infinitely better than being told that we are tired.
Yeah, it's the external force that is very fucking annoying in this game.
Yes, 100%.
The external force is Morgana, but yeah. No, P5 is still good, but like, fuck, man, put Morgana, it's just so annoying, so constant. It just...
I'll say my first playthrough, Morgana's character got on my nerves. The constant Morgana stopping you, talking, all that never bothered me. I didn't pay it a second thought. I just didn't faze me at all. I was just like, okay.
I think I was the same thing as well, but on repeated playthroughs.
Yeah, on a repeated playthrough, I did realize, I was like, man, this is a lot.
Yeah.
It still didn't bother me because I'm just like, it's whatever. I know this is just how the game works. That's how they're doing this mechanic. Whatever. It's fine. So I didn't think anything of it myself. But to Dalet's point a minute ago, like they could have done something with the character if we weren't all too busy hating him. I didn't hate the character. So I can say they definitely tried. Now, whether it succeeded or not is a person by person basis on whether you think they succeeded. My problems with Morgana are tied in with my problems with Ryuji.
I was gonna
So
say this is gonna be Ryuji. Yeah.
yeah, so I think the two of them like together are more my problem than either of them individually. Though I do have problems with them both individually.
Yeah.
Morgana's is a little bit more forgivable because of the story. They kind of explain it all. If it's like, okay, yeah, I get that. And then Ryuji's just an idiot. And that's just all there is to it.
Yes and no. The reason why I say that is because, again, I'm more specifically just talking about like the early game stuff.
No, I'm talking about the character through the whole thing.
Oh well, then yeah, he is pretty much an idiot from start to finish, right? Well,
from start to finish, he is an idiot. Like
yes
I'm sorry, no,
a lot of his plans.
He is no, just all of that out the window. He is an idiot. No. If the game wanted to be 100% real and it can't because it's a game, they would have been caught before they did the first thing because Ryuji had already told like 80 people that they were the ones doing it. Because every 5 seconds you're walking through some public place and he's like, yeah, because we're the Phantom Thieves. Yeah, we're the Phantom Thieves. Everywhere. When they had people trying to find the Phantom Thieves and they had people looking for them, he is the biggest idiot. And because they didn't want to censor the game in reality, because they couldn't call him on that. But in reality, they would have been caught so fast, the game couldn't have even happened.
I agree 100% with you, Matt. But early game, a lot of the plans that happen and the motions going into is like Ryuji's ideas and plans.
Like what?
And mostly like the Kamoshida stuff. Pretty much like all of Kamoshida's like, you know, the end palace and his redemption quotation is mostly Ryuji's ideas and plans going into motion.
No.
He's the one who's brought it up. Yes, bro. I literally I've played the game so fucking recently. I am noticing that
Ryuji doesn't say
Ryuji is the one that has plans on doing the Kamoshida stuff. Anything afterwards, I agree with you. He was being very idiotic, especially
he has no plans.
Especially in public. That was the most idiotic thing. No,
the only thing. No, he has no plans. The only thing I've replayed the game 7 times. I have played this game 7 times.
No.
There's no. He literally, if he has any plans, he says we should go into the palace. That's it. That's not a plan.
I'm drinking. I'm turning to the bottle.
That's not a plan. That's just a suggestion. Like he doesn't use any thought, and even then, he's saying go into the palace not for any well thought out reason. He's just doing it because, ooh, interesting, exciting. Let's go into the palace. That's
here's the thing, though, right? While I still agree that he's idiotic, you cannot blame him for being not smart or being very idiotic during the first palace because they just went into a fucking paranormal meta dimensional fucking place. They don't know what the fuck is going on. And then
I didn't say anything about the first palace.
No, I'm just saying, like in sort of like in semi-defense of Ryuji's stupidity, when Morgana's teaching you all that stuff and Morgana keeps on keep calling Ryuji fucking stupid, and it's like, bro, these kids, they're the first time doing this stuff, and even knowing what the fuck is going on because the whole metaverse and all that, and Morgana's like, yeah, you fucking idiot. Don't you understand?
That comes back to my problem with Morgana and Ryuji as
yeah, those
not with individual. No, so I don't nothing about the first palace do I hold against Ryuji because, like you said, they're being thrown into this. But he is an idiot and he did not plan anything.
He planned Kamoshida. Everything afterwards. No, he
did not.
So, Dollar, what do you think of Persona 1?
I've never played Persona 1. I've played one of the twos. I forget which one it is.
Probably Innocent Sin. And...
yeah, I think that's the safe bet, Matthew. And I haven't finished any Persona game. I've never finished a Persona game. They take too long, and I want to do more than my body allows me to do, and I just burn out. 5 is, I think, the furthest I've gotten. No, that's not true. I've technically beaten 3. It just there was like a 6-month gap in between when I started and when I finished. But no, I lied. I've beaten 3.
I mean,
All
what most
right.
people would say is the
Congrats.
best one. So
Yeah.
But yeah, no. In general, I there's so much I like about Persona games. And funny enough, I think at the time, Persona 3 was my least favorite. Not from a story perspective, but from a gameplay perspective, for the obvious reason
Yeah.
everyone's thinking of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can't control your characters.
Yeah,
other
it
than
was
your MC.
obnoxious, and
so
Kari just
obnoxious.
would not. Anyway. It's a game that fundamentally doesn't agree with me. And honestly, if I just didn't feel the need to do like as much as I could the first run, I'd probably be able to get through all of them pretty quickly. But no, I really want to. I want to maximize my time. And hoo.
You could do that with Royal. Royal is built up in a way that you can literally probably do everything in the first run. You can probably,
except for 2 super bosses, because that's tradition with Persona games. Is that New Game Plus has the super boss.
excluding that.
Mhm.
But
I know
you
one of the
could,
super bosses. I don't know what the other one would be.
because
I'm not saying because spoilers.
you could. I'm pretty sure in Royal on a first playthrough, you can, if you do everything right, you can get every social link to 10 on the first playthrough in Royal,
And social stats and all that.
and
yeah.
all your social stats maxed,
Yeah.
and do all your palaces and everything. Like
Yeah.
I'm never gonna understand
If
why
Royals-
it's
Royals-
locked behind New Game Plus. That always seems silly to me.
yes, Royal is definitely set up in a way like if you know what you're doing, like with the palaces, going into Royal for the first time, having played regular Persona 5 a few times already,
Mhm.
knowing how the palaces like go, even expecting some things to change because special edition, some things change.
Sure.
I was able to one
Yeah,
shot
infinite ammo.
every palace essentially. So
Yeah.
like one day do every palace. So, and that's what you want to do if you want to do everything in the one run. Is you do want to do those
Yeah.
1 day palace runs. So
Yeah,
that
you
have
just
more
save it to like the
time.
last possible minute. You go and you knock it out all at once.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah,
to
yeah,
abuse Temperance and Fortune, because Temperance is Kawakami. Max her out, she gives you massage for getting rid of fatigue
My
from
God,
going to
I don't
Palace.
care what Kawakami does. I'm maxing it out because it's Kawakami, and she's like, she's my walking trash fire.
Oh my god, a guy after my own heart. I love Kawakami. Best girl.
And then the other one is Temperance because it's the fortune teller, and that makes doing other things easier.
Yes,
Fortune is fortune
Fair.
teller, but yeah.
Oh, fortune's
Temperance
teller,
is
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. She makes doing
Uh,
the social stats quicker. So
Yeah, that sounds kind of important. Fair.
Yeah, you need to like max those 2 out like ASAP. Well, actually not. Fortune you can get to rank 5, that's when you unlock it, and then for Temperance you need to max it out ASAP, and then
Right.
yeah.
and then in Royal, there's only 4 social links that are limited by time. And
Yeah.
2 of them are the new social links to Royal. One
Yep.
of them is the revamped Akechi one. Akechi?
Catchy, yes.
Yeah,
I
Akechi.
almost
thinking-
corrected you into the wrong name.
I get them mixed up every time. It is the revamped
Um,
Akechi one. And all 3 of those are really straightforward, really easy to do. You just need to make sure you know what days they're available and whatnot.
Yep.
Otherwise, really easy.
And
The
have
fourth one
persona
is
for 'em.
the fourth one is the I think he's son.
Is it
Wait, but
some,
that's
or is it
the
counselor?
politician.
That's the politician. He is the only other social link that's time linked because after a certain day he's no longer available, and then he's
Oh,
only
shit,
available to hang
really?
out with on one day of the week. So
Yeah, it's so
Oh.
fucking annoying.
so you basically from the moment you unlock that social link, it's that day of the week is his every day.
But
Every time.
that being said, though, once you finish a rank up, there will be like a follow up question that they will like call on your phone, and whatever you pick will give you bonus like extra friendship points to go into the next level. So
Okay.
and that's royal only. So
Yeah.
that's really helpful.
It's also what helps make it all doable in one playthrough
Yeah.
from the first playthrough. They really
Yeah.
took out that you need a new game plus to do everything thing that they normally do, and just
Mhm.
fully anticipated everybody that's playing Royal has played P5 at least. So this is basically a new game plus run minus the
Okay.
full compendium, and
Yeah.
even then you get all the DLC personas from 5 for free. So some
Yeah.
of those are really high levels. So it's basically having
Raoul.
a mini compendium to pull from that.
Thanatos. Yeah.
Yeah, Thanatos. That's what I used.
Door to fucking Hades.
Royal is definitely the friendly, like, just straight through one.
Yeah.
Well, if it ever comes back to Game Pass, because I don't, and I've had to stop buying Persona games. I'm just never gonna finish them. So
Right.
I mean, if it goes on sale again, I might hook you up.
we'll see.
I mean, it was recently on sale. wasn't
There are
it?
other things that if you're gonna do, I'd rather you just treat it yourself too.
Hey, man, as much as you guys all treat me to stuff, I should treat y'all to stuff sometimes, okay?
Fair.
That being said, though, if you do plan on doing all the super bosses, I really recommend do not worry about maxing out every single social link for your first playthrough. Just max out your social stats, New Game Plus, and then for New Game Plus, you just do all the social links because you'll be ready for the super battles and all that. So yeah, don't stress on first playthrough.
So
Yeah,
let's take this conversation and put it more towards you. You ready for this?
Okay. All right.
Because there wasn't enough attention on you already. I'm gonna put more attention on you.
Oh yeah, my favorite thing.
So,
Yeah.
Dolan, have you played the new Kingdom Hearts game
Shush,
yet?
shush. Nat, go away. What you been up to this week, man? How you been? How's the
Well,
week?
I will start by addressing that. No, I haven't. I forgot that was a thing.
Don't worry, it's
I'll
coming up.
move
in a
right
month for me.
into this week was less work than I would have liked, but still a bunch of work. And Relink, which was great, really good.
Yep, I'm only missing 2 terminus now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we'll get you there. And Freerun. I went through all but one episode of Freerun, which, let me tell you, doesn't sound very impressive for 7 days worth of work, but that's a big thing for me. I don't consume my products that quickly anymore. The only thing I ever do is like Castlevania.
Listeners,
Hell
let me be the voice to attest to it. That's a big thing for him.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of Dalit. He's done a good thing.
Thank you. But that mostly just comes down to Freerun is actually that good.
It's very good.
It's so good. I enjoy the only thing I don't enjoy is something that is completely explainable and just fine. And literally the only thing I don't enjoy is the way Fern treats stock. Other than that's oh, what a great show. Fuck, it looks so good. It feels so good. It hurts so good.
I thought you were gonna say the one thing that you weren't okay with is just the emotional fatigue after watching it sometimes.
No, like I finally think I get it. I finally think I get it. I've been subjected to so much of that unwittingly, but I got into Freerun so late that I knew what was coming. So I went into this knowing it was gonna suck. Emotionally
Did
speaking.
Did you know that Freerun is the best isekai anime ever?
Isekai.
Yeah.
You have to explain that one to me.
There was an article on Twitter that was talking about isekai, and they used the fucking Freerun like promotional poster or picture of where the fuck it was. And like, bro, I don't watch anime, but even I know that wasn't isekai.
Okay, cool. I was so
it's just
confused.
idiots being on Twitter. Wow, what's new, huh?
It was one of those. They tried to clickbait people with the image. For the
Yeah.
people who don't read the title and just say, "Oh, that's Fearing," click.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you see that.
Yeah, Happy
It's like
Fool's
a lot.
Day.
This show's going to cause a lot of fights in the anime community. Thankfully, I'm never going to see them, but I know it is. I know this is going to unseat some anime that people have been content to put at top of lists for a very long time. And this is coming for those crowns, and people are going to fight about it.
Hey, anime community, listen to me, and
Just
y'all
be
can
cool,
stone
man.
me.
It's whatever.
Y'all can stone me for this. I don't care.
Please don't. I care.
Stone.
Brotherhood is great. It is an amazing anime. It's not the greatest anime to exist.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hold on.
He said it.
What's better?
He said it.
Because I'm not quite sure what is, and if I was to put an anime up top, it would probably be the Full Metal stuff.
Anime to exist? What's the best anime to exist? Is a person by person thing.
Okay, no, that's a good answer then. Okay, I thought you just had like an objective one.
But it's just it's this collective. The anime community sees Brotherhood as the best anime, and they don't accept anything else. Like they don't even accept like a debate on it.
Oh well, that's
and
silly.
So it's just like it's not the best. Even if something hasn't surpassed it, which I bet you there probably is something out there. Something will surpass
Brotherhood
it.
is not forget Brotherhood. Full Metal, conceptually speaking, is just so good. But
it really
not
is.
allow,
I can't immediately think of something better.
But to now not allow a conversation surrounding it is silly.
Hey, that's anime communities for you in a nutshell.
Like fandom, like look. Putting on the old hat for a second. The internet was a fucking mistake.
I'm putting on. I agree.
That was a
like, A, you all have gotten way too confident, speaking way too boldly about shit you do not know. B, you would never talk to me like that in real life. And C, you get to choose who you listen to now. Like, the echo chambers are real. And they've always been there, but it's just gotten worse.
Dalit, are you saying our friendship was a mistake?
No. Even mistakes can lead to positive outcomes. Fuck yeah, saved it. Let's go.
You did, bravo.
Old man saved wisdom.
All right,
good job.
I
I tried to turn that on you. You got me. Good job.
Bro was fucking fighting for his life there for the last 2 seconds.
I think every one of our listeners heard that too. They were like, "Oh!"
The neurons all fired off. That cogwheel that's been rusty for a bit started to shift. I got there though. The Uncle Iroh in my head spouted some wisdom.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of anime, the last episode to Solo Leveling aired yesterday. And I mentioned this when we were talking about animation and stuff.
You didn't.
And I can happily say I basically called where the first season was going to end to a perfect T.
Oh, fantastic.
I was just like I looked at how many episodes it was. I watched the first episode to kind of see the pacing they were going with, looked at the opening and everything, and I was just kind of like, yeah, they're going to end it right here. Almost willing to bet they're going to end it on this scene. That's where they ended it.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I was just like, yeah, that was the right spot. That was an amazing first season. I'm so excited because season 2 is already greenlit, and I can't wait to see more because that's when the really cool stuff really starts happening, and already a lot of cool stuff has happened. So
hey, you love to hear.
And they've been treating this anime so well with just little small extra tidbits that are just kind of not actually adding anything to the lore or anything like that. They're just making the world feel a bit more alive by just showing other characters that you see in the story, like down the road, doing stuff. So it just makes it feel like the characters are more alive, I guess. They're people. So it's just nice little touches like that are really nice to see. Because there was one complaint with the female lead of Solo Leveling, the closest thing that the series has to that. There's a lot of people who don't particularly like her. I've seen in like forums and stuff, and maybe it's just a loud minority. I don't know. But like they don't like her because she, quote unquote, comes into the series so much later than other female characters. So this, like, the anime's done a good job of kind of making her presence known from the beginning.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So it is nice. I never had a problem with it. because quite frankly, all of the female characters, even though they all did play smaller roles for the most part, because it really is just about the main character. Everybody else is a supporting role and plays a smaller part for the most part.
Right.
But I thought all of the female characters were great, and ultimately I was very happy with the female lead being the female lead.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was but it was very happy to see her like in the show earlier on, like having some voice lines, doing just small stuff, building things. Like there were little tidbits about her character from like the epilogue stuff to the like you don't learn in the actual main series that's in the epilogue that they put in this earlier stuff. Like one of the things is before she was a hunter, which is like the profession that she is. She was like in school. She was a track star for her school growing up and whatnot. So you see her like one of her like routine things she does in days. She runs laps. So it was just a nice little touch to that they threw in there. So I was like, okay, that's really cool. Because if you've read the entirety of Solo Leveling, you've read the epilogue and stuff, then you know she used to run track before everything that happened and she became a hunter. So that's really cool. So, but anyways, yeah, it was really good to see that.
So are you expecting a season after next season, or is that where they're going to be able to wrap it up?
So the end point for season 1 of the anime was about a third through the first half of the of the webtoon. The webtoon is separated into 2 halves, essentially. Now, if they omit a few scenes from the end of the first half, then they could just end it right there and not do the second half as an anime. Because basically, the first half has like a really good ending. Then at the end of all of that, there's a little bit of a bonus Easter egg cliffhanger that kind of leads into the story that the second half is like covering. But if you take out that little cliffhanger tidbit, you basically have a complete ending right there with the first half. That you could roll with. Now, as for the anime, where they go from here, they did the like first third for the season 1. And I don't know if they want to do the 2/3 that are left as one season or try to break them up into 2, which like they could, but it would result in one of the 2 seasons probably being a little bit slow. And I don't know. That's a hard one, because like if I think in my head like where like the cutoff points of the thirds, right? Like I can tell you where the second third would end.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that second third and that final like bit. Not a huge amount of things really exciting happen. It's mostly just so much build up to the final thing, I think.
Makes sense.
So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. I think they're probably I think that what's most likely to happen is they're going to do a season 2. They're obviously doing a season 2. They're going to do 2/3 at once, in either a compact 12 episode season, or they'll try and stretch it out into maybe a 24. So that way it just all flows. The second season I think that's probably the best bet, if they just do the last 2/3 as one season and just make it a longer season, and that way they can pace and flow it out and not try to break what's left up. Because there's not really a great breakup point for what's left of that first half of the webtoon.
Right.
Whereas that was a really good break-off point for the anime, I think. So.
All right. Well, I guess it won't be that long before you figure it out.
We don't have a date as far as I know, but because the final episode aired yesterday, and then I think
TBA.
yesterday we also just got the announcement that there is going to be a season 2, but I don't think they have a date. But if
Okay.
I had to guess, they've probably already been working on it. So
I should think so.
End of this year, beginning next year, we'll probably get it. If they've been working on it this entire time, like I don't know how they did it. I don't know if they like pre-did all the work for season 1 and put it out and then started doing season 2 while it was airing. I don't know. Like I don't know how companies do that. So
Right.
but I will say y'all are gonna say this is the most Matt thing to say about what I'm about to say. There is a there's a gotcha game coming out based on Solo
Oh
Leveling.
my god, of course.
I was wondering how could what
Matt.
he's saying about to be the most Matt thing. All right.
And so I've cut back on my gotcha games, right? I play 2.
Not for long.
Technically, quote unquote 3. I'm not playing Genshin right now, but that's because it's a dry patch. There's not a lot going on, so I'm just nothing to do. I'm waiting for more story to be added. So not playing Genshin right now. I'm playing Star
Right.
Rail. And I'm like, I think I'll be able to do 2 10 pulls tomorrow for Luocha. Hopefully I get him.
Fingers crossed.
And I'm just antsy waiting for the daily rollover, because when the daily rollover happens is when I get the rest of the tickets I need. So hopeful. And I started playing Grand Blue. So really I only played 2. But I've known about
But technically 3, but technically 4.
But technically 3. No, there's no 4. There's no 4.
Uh-huh.
But technically 3, because I still always kind of consider myself playing Genshin at the back of my head, even if I'm not playing it.
Right.
But I've known about this game for a long time. Like it's been a known thing in the works for a while now. But I'm just on this. I'm riding this solo leveling hype, this solo leveling high, and now I'm looking at this game like,
Well,
solo leveling though.
the temptation, though.
The temptation is very real, but ultimately, I don't think I'm going to play it or interact with it much, because the company that makes it is Netmarble, and I've played so many Netmarble games, and Netmarble games that I've played have all kind of played out the same way.
Oh,
Start off really strong, really enjoyable, fairly free to play friendly, and then they all end up being some kind of PvP fest and a PvP metagame, and everything outside of PvP ultimately doesn't exist, and then it ends up becoming more banners, faster, more limited stuff, more common, becomes more pay to win, becomes just a pay to win meta PvP like black hole. That is like what almost every single Netmarble game I've played has ended up becoming.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
So
As soon as
it's
they add
like
in PvP, it's just over.
So it's like, I want to, like, I'm interested because it's solo leveling, and I'm like, I want to pick it up, I want to play it, but it's like
PvP.
But I'm like, even if it's a good game at first, it just means I'm gonna find a game that I like that the company's gonna ruin, because they're gonna do the same thing they always do with their games. So
Yeah, exactly.
So ultimately, I probably won't play it for that reason, just because I'm like, why waste any amount of time playing a game that I'm gonna end up dropping? Like I have every Netmarble game, because they always end up doing
Yeah,
this.
because you're not whale.
Yeah,
You're not gonna get the best of the best stuff.
that's it exactly. And even to be fair, at one point in time when I was playing one of those games, I did whale on that game a bit. So I did have the meta units, and I did have the meta like teams, and was able to compete in that PvP sphere. But that's not where my enjoyment comes from. I'm happy to do it, and I do enjoy doing it, but my main enjoyment is always the non-PvP stuff, the PvE stuff. And yeah, they fail at that every time. So it's just like,
you hate to
I'm not going.
Unfortunate.
I'm not going into a game for a PvP. That's just not me. If I'm going into a game for PvP, I'm gonna go play Apex or Call of Duty or something like that, I guess.
Right.
League of Legends, shoot, anything that I actually enjoy the playstyle of.
It's funny you say enjoying and League of Legends in the same fucking sentence.
I'm happy you said it, because I was thinking it.
Well, I'm sure there are listeners out there who enjoy League of Legends, so they get what I mean. Even if I don't get what I mean, I still said it.
Oh no, I definitely understand, but just it's League.
I mean,
of
yeah,
Legends.
you were the most active League player among the three of us, I think.
I sadly am, yeah.
Actually, you still play.
All the more reason
don't
why
you?
he hates it.
Mhm.
We can look back at the good
Nobody
things that
hates
happened.
League more than League
Yeah.
players.
No, they have to play it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, no, we get to look back and say, you know what, it was kind of cool when I did this, this, and this. Maybe it wasn't so bad. League players are like, no, it's that bad. It is. It's always that bad.
You guys watch fucking Arcane and you go, wow, League is actually pretty good.
No,
and
I'm
I'm
smarter
like,
than that.
no.
I'm
it's
smarter
not.
than that too. I'm smarter than that
But
too. I
Arcane
have
is
played it.
good, so you know.
Yeah, Arcane is
Arcane's
actually
scary.
great. That's why I'm smarter than
Yeah,
that. I know not to
it is
compare the
actually
two.
great. But
Arcane season 2 this year.
oh my god, I can't wait. Warwick. Maybe we'll get traditional
excited.
Singe now.
I'm
and,
so
it's gonna be great.
excited. Hey, message to my brother if he listens to this episode. I'm calling you out for not listening to the podcast. I will sit down and watch all of season 2 with you, bro. You just let me know when. I'll do it. You
I'm
constantly get me about not watching stuff. I'll sit down and watch all of season 2 of Arcane with you. You tell me when. We'll marathon it. Heck, I'll even
Yep.
come to you. I will drive to you. I'll drive the 8-hour drive to you to watch it if that's what it
Yeah,
takes.
the best time.
But
to
I'm
do
putting it
is
here.
literally
I'm
a
putting
week
it here in the
before release.
podcast because he refuses to listen. So he doesn't know
But
that
yeah.
promise is made, so he can't cash it in.
Make you guys make sure you rewatch Arcane before season 2 comes out,
I probably
so
will.
it's
To be
just
fair.
fresh on your mind.
I plan to be
Yeah, same.
very fair.
Yeah. But yeah, League hates. What's new?
No, apparently not, because they just canned all of their Riot Forge stuff with the exception of the fighting game and the MMO, but the MMO they restarted, so see you in 8 years at the
Yeah.
very earliest.
That's the first I've heard of that, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah, I
wow.
didn't
Apparently
news.
I'm the
Yeah.
only one who knew. All right.
No, I knew as well.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
like, holy shit, they
Riot
doing
Forge is
the-
dead, because God forbid they make
I
games that
I
aren't
don't follow
League
Riot
of
stuff,
Legends.
so.
Right.
And the fighting game was already so far into development, I don't think they could cancel
Scrap
that
it. Yeah.
without getting like major blowback from investors. And the
Exactly.
MMO has the chance to be like their next biggest earner. So apparently they want to
So-
actually take a risk on that one. But they did immediately restart. They said this a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So like this is fresh news.
Yeah, so either the MMO is going to be just outright scrapped, like permanently, like we're not getting an MMO, or they are actually going to stick to their word. They scrapped everything. They are starting from ground zero. They're starting from the very bottom. They're working their way up to make a, like, not just new MMO, the next step into MMO evolution sort of thing.
I'm interested to see. Like, I knew the MMO was in the works. So as an MMO fan, it is something I've wanted to see, and I will try it out when it comes out eventually.
They
if it ever comes
literally
out.
said that they don't want to be the like just another fucking WoW or 14 game. They want to do something just again the next step into MMO evolution.
Yeah, we live in a world where MMOs no longer need to be what WoW is. And 14
We live in a
tried, oh, let me tell you. We live in a world that you can do a lot of things, but that doesn't stop anyone from just continuing to make the same schlock.
Yeah.
But we do live in a world where an MMO is literally just a word, and anything could be an MMO now. Destiny could have been an MMO, but it chose not to be.
It's a semi-hybrid MMO. It is, but it isn't at the same
I mean,
time.
it's not an MMO. Like the most people you're ever going to function together with is like 4 people. Everything else is just tower shenanigans. Maybe PvP,
Yeah.
but no one does PvP except for like 5 of us and we're constantly bitching and moaning that there's no PvP.
Yeah, and they always get matches with each other, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, so like genuinely, I don't know what their plan is, but they could do anything they want, so
Yeah,
long as they make it
anything.
so that there is a massive audience playing at the same time and there is some amount of interactivity. It could be anything. And Riot is one of
Yeah.
the few companies that could genuinely see that next stage of MMO. I personally think we're going to get another WoW clone, just with
I really hope not.
just with Riot stuff, which I don't
Yeah.
necessarily think is the worst thing in the world, because I think that's what people
It's
are
not.
expecting.
I wouldn't be upset with it for the
Exactly.
simple fact, like,
I
I think they could make some interesting like classes in
Yeah.
it based off of like how certain champions are designed or play, and that would be kind of neat. So
I agree with you guys, but it's the very fact that they said that they don't want to be like
Yeah.
other MMOs, and
This is true.
I'm taking their word for it. Well, I'm not taking their word for it, but I'm saying I'm using their own words against them. Like if they really mean that, go on, do it, create it.
there's tons of other games that are MMOs that have said that and still end up being that. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, like if the League MMO is just another 14 MMO, I'll be fine with that. That'll be cool. But like they said they want to be not another MMO. All right, let's see what you got.
Truly.
We will eventually, maybe, potentially see.
Yeah, check back in
Don't
like a
know.
decade.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, come back for episode 221, and yeah,
356.
we'll let you know how that's going. Maybe we'll finally get some more news. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, guys. Well, it has been fun chatting as always.
Mhm.
To our listeners, we thank you as always for sitting and hanging out with us. We really just kind of shot the breeze this week, talking about all kinds of random stuff. So it's a little bit of a change of pace. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And if you enjoyed, as always, don't forget to like, share it around, tell your friends about us. We do always enjoy that publicity from you all and your glowing recommendation. We do enjoy that. And also, guys,
Yeah.
be sure to go check us out over on Twitter at Celestia Radio PD. If you have questions or you have a topic idea for us, you can use the hashtag AskCRP or the comment section down below on YouTube. Send that to us, and maybe your suggestion will show up in an episode. But yeah, guys, as always, as of recording this, it's April Fool's, so I ain't got no jokes. Sorry, but hopefully none of the April Fool's jokes on the internet got you too bad, because
Yeah.
sometimes that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Best of luck to you all. We'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Take care, everyone, and drink responsibly.
Be good now.